Welcome in the Vikings Now. I'm your host, Patrick Siepman. Decided to do a little at-home video for you guys, mainly because two reasons. One, I really want to try to get a video out to you guys every single day during the NFL season. I think it's a great way for us to consistently chop it up, talk Vikings football. And two, I just have this itch. I am so excited for this NFL season that I just can't contain myself. And even on my off days, I want to talk Vikings with you guys. As you see by the title, I'm going to be going through every single game on the Vikings schedule and giving you guys my prediction, and then at the end, giving you my overall record prediction. I'll give about 30 seconds to a minute on each game this year, kind of giving a brief take on who they're playing and what I think is going to happen. Obviously, a lot can change throughout the NFL season due to injuries, and, we all know how crazy the NFL season can be. But before we get into it, I am going to ask you guys, if you have not subscribed already, this is the best way to grow this channel and to get videos every single day. I'm just being honest. If you guys want more videos, if you guys want more Vikings content coming to you guys every single day from me, whether I'm at home, whether I'm in the office, no matter what it is, if you guys want daily videos, hit that subscribe button. I guarantee you it's at least 25 of you who are watching this video right now who aren't subscribed. Best way to make me look good for my bosses too when I am, going outside and doing the most and making these at-home videos. If you guys could hit that sub button, really help a lot. But now let's get into week one. I want to start off obviously with the Green Bay Packer game. Week one, the Vikings are actually 2-point underdogs. A little shocking. I thought this game originally, if I just, how when you try to predict the spread before you see the spread, I thought it would be more of a pick 'em, but Vegas is leaning Packers +2, and in this game, I think the Vikings are going to start off with a win. Obviously, you can call me biased, call me whatever you want, but I think with Kevin O'Connell coming in here, this new powered offense, I think they will catch the Packers by surprise in this one. US Bank Stadium, we know it's going to be off the chain week one, and I have the Vikings getting a win week one versus the Packers. Week two, it's a game in Philly, Monday Night Football. It's the 8:15 start in Philly. A lot of bad memories for us Vikings fans dating back to the NFC Championship game, but in Philly, I'll give them a loss, and mainly for this reason. I think the Eagles' interior defensive line, I can picture it now, they're going to dominate this game. And obviously this is just going off my gut and my prediction. But with Jordan Davis and the Eagles are always so tenacious with their front four, I think it could be one of those games where Kirk, he doesn't look the best. He's not on time and hitting his targets with precision as he normally is in a noon game. I just think that Monday night spot, big-time game back in Philly, I do have the Vikings losing that one. But then we bounce back week three against the Lions, where we are 6.5-point favorites at home. Keep it short and sweet. I think the Vikings are getting a W here, bouncing back, so I have them at 2-1 throughout the first three games. And then we go to New Orleans in that London game at the 8:30 start, where right now the Saints are favored by a point. But I'm going to have the Vikings winning this game, mainly the Vikings have always played the Saints well in the past years, besides dating back to obviously that 2009 NFC Championship game where Favre threw across his body. We all know that play like the back of our hand. But I do think the Saints losing Gardner Johnson, trading him to the Eagles, and then obviously Marcus May, what's going on with him. I think the Saints are gettable, so I have the Vikings picking up a win there. Then we follow that up with the Bears at home, where we are 6-point favorites. I'm going to have the Vikings getting a win there. I just don't think the Bears are going to be too good this year. I think they're kind of in that rebuilding and transition year. I think Justin Fields isn't as bad as some Vikings fans may think. I think he's going to have a very good career, but I do think the Vikings pick up a win there. And then we're in Miami for week 6, which is going to be a hell of a game. The Dolphins right now are favored by 3 points. I'm going to have to say the Vikings lose that one. I just think the Dolphins have so many weapons with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle that I think the Vikings corners could get really exposed in that game. And then that leaves us with the bye week, week 7. So I want to ask you guys before I hop into this kind of the rest of the schedule following the bye week. First 6 games, I have the Vikings going 4-2 during these weeks. If you think the Vikings are going to have 4 or more wins during the first 6 weeks, like this video, it'll kind of be a good way for me to kind of get the pulse of Vikings Nation right now. If you think the Vikings will win 4+ games before the bye week, so the first 6 weeks, if they'll be 4-2, 5-1, or 6-0, like this video, will be a great way for me to kind of gauge the fan base. Now, after the bye, they open up back at home against the Cardinals, where they're right now slated as a 1-point favorite. I got them getting that victory. I think a little revenge game from last year. You know, my gut prediction right now is that Greg Joseph makes up for himself and hits a game-winning field goal in that game. I think it'll be a close game. D-Hop should be back. I think his 6-game suspension will obviously be done by then. So I do have the Vikings beating the Cardinals in Week 8. And then in Week 9, in Washington, Kirk's kind of revenge game. First time being back in Washington since being with the Commanders, formerly known as the Redskins. I do think the Vikings will go in there and get a win, kind of rally around the quarterback. I think that could be a great chance for Kirk to kind of boost his confidence a little more. But then we're going to Buffalo, probably the toughest game on the schedule right now. The Vikings are 7.5-point dogs, which is pretty nuts. Kind of speaks to how good this Bills team is this season. I do have the Vikings, unfortunately, getting a loss. More than anything, I would like to get a win in that game, obviously with the Stephon Diggs and Justin Jefferson storylines going into that week. But I do think the Bills, they're just pretty damn good this year, man. They're a juggernaut. They're a super team. Got the Vikings losing that one. But then we follow that up. We're coming home with the Cowboys at home. We got a nice little 3-game homestand here, and it's the Cowboys. Right now it's slated as a pick'em. I'm going to have the Vikings winning that one. The Cowboys have came in the U.S. Bank Stadium the past 2 seasons and beaten the Vikings. I just think the Vikings will close the door on that, beat the Cowboys this year. And then it's the Thanksgiving game against the New England Patriots. It's the 8:20 game on Thanksgiving, which I'm super excited to watch. I think that's going to be a hell of a nightcap to a great slate of Thanksgiving games. Vikings are favored by 1.5. I don't know. I mean, the Patriots right now, they got Matt Patricia and Bill Belichick calling their offensive plays. I think the Vikings get out of there with a victory. Then they follow that up with the Jets at home the next week. And I think the Vikings will complete that 3-game home stretch with another win, going 3-0, 3 straight victories. And the Vikings are favored by 4.5 in that one. I do think the Jets are going to be better this year. I don't think they'll be on the level and be ready to play for that game against the Vikings. And then we get the Lions game in Detroit, the second time playing the Lions this year. Bit of a shocker. The Vikings right now are favored by 2.5, but I will have them losing this game. I think the Lions are going to be a feisty team this year. Obviously, we lost in Detroit last year, so it's not the craziest idea to say the Vikings could lose this game, but I do have them losing to Detroit at least once this season. And then we bounce back at home against the Indianapolis Colts. With the Vikings, it is a pick'em right now, but I think they'll handle the Colts. I think they'll be able to beat the Colts. Only thing I'm nervous about is that Colts running game coming in here and sucking the life out of the stadium. Could be a red flag there, but I think they'll end up getting a victory. I think the Vikings' weapons would just be too much for the Colts secondary. Then we get the Giants at home the following week on Christmas Eve. Vikings are favored by 5 points. I got them taking the win there. Then after that, it's in Green Bay, probably the second hardest game on the schedule this year. Packers are favored by 5. Obviously, the Packers lost Devontae Adams, but their defense is loaded. They still have a great running game. I do have the Vikings beating the Packers in Week 1. But hey, Week 17 in Green Bay, it's going to be cold up there. Rodgers, he thrives in that type of weather. I think the Vikings will drop that game. And then our closer is in Chicago, a place we've normally had kind of some problems playing in Chicago in years past, but the past 2 years, us winning in Chicago on Monday nights, I think we'll continue that. I think that will be a victory in Chicago. Also, Week 18 for the Bears. I mean, they could be checked out by then, in all honesty. They could be having 4 or 5 wins and just saying, you know what, we could try to disrupt the Vikings season, or we could just kind of fold. I think the Bears could fold over in that game, and the Vikings pick up their 12th victory of the year, where that kind of gets my overall record prediction for the Vikings. I think they'll go 12-5 this year, competing with the Packers for the NFC North. I still think the Packers are going to be very solid, but I do think the Vikings will compete with them. And anyways, if you guys made it all the way to the end of the video, thank you guys for watching me and listening to me break down this entire Vikings schedule. Just give a quick analysis, break down the point spread. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, you're a real one and kind of starting this movement on the channel in yesterday's video. I really appreciate the guys that watched to the end of the videos, who hit that subscribe button, who hit the like button on every single video. Really, if I'm just being honest, I know I asked for it a lot. Best way to help me out, man. It really helps this video get out to more Vikings fans, grow this Vikings community. So if you're a real one and you made it to the end of the video, type real one down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Skol.